it's Mission to Survival. Tonight we're going to make a super quick Bowdrill kit. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's have a few pieces of pine right here. Just look at the knots and all that on them. I'm hoping that there's at least one quick Bowdrill kit in here. But I mean, you know, there's potentially two. Okay, now the key to a quick Bowdrill kit is eliminating the unnecessary reduction. So, if you start with a piece of wood this big, you got to cut all that away before you get to usable material. Well, I'm already starting with wood that's practically good to go. I mean, all I have to do is, you know, shape this up. You know, this is already like spindle sized, basically. So, the idea behind this is that you use wood that basically is already the size you want. It's just a touch larger. So then you just lose a little material as you shape it, add your angle so your cord doesn't slip, whatever the case is, and you should have a Bowdrill kit incredibly fast because you didn't spend all that time getting down to this point because you started at this point. So first thing I'm going to do is just trim off this knot. Alright, now I'm going to figure out my spindle. I want it to be something like this. So right around here should do. Okay. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is try to get it as straight as possible. See, I'm trying to get that nice and straight. Okay, so it's pretty straight. Now all I'm going to do is put my points on each side. Okay, it's pretty plain what I've done here. Okay, so basically I now have a point that's centered. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so it's literally only been like 3 minutes of carving. My spindle is already well on its way. It's practically done. All I need to do is choose which side I want to be the business end for the hearthboard and start working on that. This side looks pretty good. The reason why it looks pretty good is because the beginning cuts are all roughly the same place. That's good. It'll be nice and balanced. So what I'm going to do is just cut off the point. But so far we're looking pretty good. This feels very hard for pine. We'll see how this goes. Now I'm going to just go around and just clean up these areas, these high points, and make it all about the same. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it does help when your circle is the same size all the way around. Okay, this is what I got. It's not too shabby. I'm going to just now work on rounding this a tiny bit. And the corner as well. Okay, that's what I got. Not too bad. Now I'm going to just make the spindle around it skinnier. Basically, I'm going to just see how it's real fat up to here and it really starts moving forward. I'm going to just trim that down a tiny bit. So that way my spindle head is about the same diameter for about an inch or so and matches the tip. So as it starts burning into my hearthboard, I don't run into an issue where, you know, a little bit down it's wider and it starts hitting the walls of my notch, or my socket rather. And then the spindle will virtually be done. Alright. Okay, so this spindle is basically done. All I have to do now is just add a couple straight cuts so I can have lines, like ridge lines with each cut, so my cord has something to grip onto. I'm going to just do a cut basically like that. And I'm going to turn, do it again. Okay, so half of it has these sharp edges on it now. I'm going to do the other half. Okay, says my spindle done. So I have these nice angles. I have a point for the top, and I have a round tip for the hearth board. Okay, nice and light. We'll see how it works. Okay, so here's the other piece. Now so far we're only at like 9 minutes or something like that of actually carving the set, so pretty awesome. All I have to do is just cut 2 sides on this to make it flat, because it's round, right? Now I want a nice flat section for my spindle to sit on top of, and it's a flat section on the bottom, so it sits. The hearthboard sits flat. It's not rolling around. So I'm gonna see the widest point. It's probably right here. It's a little skinnier right here. It's probably widest right here. I'll go on this side. I'm gonna just make 2 flat sections. Flip it over. Oops. Hit my lantern there. Alright, so there's 1 flat section. I'm going to flip it over, do the same thing. Sounds like there's a pretty nasty motorcycle driving on the road. The sounds never cease to make it to the woods. Okay, so looks like we're just about there. All I'm doing is just bringing the 2 edges together, and I'm working on the thickness. You know, thumb thick is the max that you want your hearth. Okay. Fine tune it. Well, looks like my hearth is finished. I'm gonna just really work on the area that I want to use a touch more. I think I want to use this spot right here. Oh, no. Actually, I think I'll use this spot right here. Okay, so the thickness is where it needs to be. It's only been like 3 minutes. My hearth is done. Now what I want to do is just put an edge on the side right here. Just put an edge right there, and we'll see if we can get an ember. And just very gently put an edge here. Okay, there it is. So there's my edge. This is where I'm going to try to get my ember. So now what I need to do is get the spindle to be narrow enough to fit on this board. Let's see. Yeah, definitely fits. I'm going to just make the rest of it. The tip fits perfectly. I'm going to just make the rest of it a little bit more narrow so it gets closer to the size of the tip, like I was saying earlier, so as I start burning in, I start heading down into the hearth board, I don't run into any troubles of the side of my spindle hitting the walls. You know, you start getting that knocking noise and messes up your spindle and all that. You know? And just lightly going around, shave them a little bit off. Looks like we're there. So that's what we got. Okay, nice narrow spindle. It should fit on there now. Okay, last piece of the equation is just putting in my divot to hold my spindle into place. And this is key. This is very important that I get this right, because if I make it off, my spindle isn't gonna burn on the wood. It's gonna be completely ruined. Now my spindle is pretty wide. It's pretty close to the width of this, so I don't really have a huge percentage of error that I can rely on here. So I need to be very careful. I'm gonna just line it up and make a little light mark with my knife. So I'm gonna go for my ember right here, we'll say. Make a light mark of the center. And there's the mark right there. Now all I'm going to do is just carefully scrape out a little depression. It only takes a minute. I basically rub the knife using my thumb. Again, this is critically important you do this well. This is literally the cradle that your spindle is sitting in as it gets started. And it also directs your spindle whether or not it's going to fit on your hearth board, which is very important when you're dealing with a hearth board that is so close to the same width as the spindle itself. So if I get this right, shouldn't have any problems. If I get this wrong, my spindle might wear down towards the edge and actually be hanging off a little bit, and then it will end up blowing out on me, fly out and all that. So obviously don't want that. Got to be careful about that happening. Okay, this is looking like it's done. There it is. Spindle in. It's incredibly important that I get this right. Has to be at the right spot. You know, I think I would actually like this back section to be a little deeper, a little further from the center. It takes a second, and it can mean all the difference. Be succeeding and failing. You know, you have to listen to the kit. That's what it told me. It told me, hey, look, your spindle is going to prefer to be on the front wall instead of centered. So you're going to want to carve that back wall a little bit, which is what I did. Alright. Got a good fit. Feels like it wants to stay. Get situated. Make sure I'm good. Let's do it. Alright, lots of smoke, nice dust, smells good. Okay, so that's what I got. Burned in quite nicely, smells good. Let me just cut my notch now. Put a line down the center, best I can. Okay, there's my 3 lines I need to follow. Okay, there it is. let's give it a shot. Okay, so let's get situated here. Let's see if we can make an ember. Let's do it. Got good dust, and bring the speed up. Looking good. Yeah, it's a huge ember. Look at the size of that one. Alright guys, I'm going to just drop this into my tinder bundle. Woo! Man, is that smoking. Monster ember right there. There we have it. Nice. That was a fast Bowdrill kit. Fast ember. Okay, so these little kits, these real quick ones, didn't get the job done. And I bet I only had 9, 3, 3, 15, maybe we'll say 5 minutes of miscellaneous, something like that. 15, 20 minutes, you know, maybe 20 minutes of carbon to make this kit. So, you know, you can bust them out really fast. I mean, 20 minutes to make a Bowdrill kit is pretty quick. You know, I mean, I wasn't bombing like crazy, like I was, you know, panicking, in trouble. Like, oh my God, you know, I need to make this kit within a minute and a half type of thing, you know. Not that that's not possible. I don't see why you couldn't just do the same thing, and instead of carefully doing it and talking about it, you could just blah, 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 you know, be blowing off corners like a maniac and just get it done. You know, instead of scraping the socket, the hole for it, the divot really nice, you just gouge your knife in real quick, throw the spindle down and start burning it in, you know. There's no question you can bang one of these out in a couple minutes, but this is the progenitor of that, you know. By starting with material that's really small, it allows you to basically start almost at the finished size, you know. So you're starting your kit almost where you need it to be done, you know. So again, super simple, super quick. You just take material that's almost the same size as what you want to end up with, and here's the kit. You guys saw it. Banged out a huge ember, got a nice fire started for me. And also with this kit, you can see that I used about halfway, so I can get one more ember out of this before this socket is all done. But here's the beautiful thing. Look at all the fire that is in this kit. There's another one, there's 2 more. If I can get 2 every time, it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 more embers. That's awesome. This has been Missionary to Survival. Thanks for joining me tonight for this super quick Bowdrill kit. Take care.